morning, this is PunkMilitia. So, why this subject? Last month, August, thank the bloody gods it's over, I posted a picture on my Facebook wall why I wouldn't want any kids. And my friend said, well, accidents happen. And jokingly, because we share the same kind of humor, we go way back, dark humor, I said, accidents start with A, so does adoption and abortion, and we laughed our asses about it. But somebody got a bit pissed off about that comment, and I received a private message, and I said, we discussed it, and I said, listen, wait a bit, right now I'm busy, next video it's about abortion. So, it's such an extensive topic, I usually just think about things then go a bit improv while recording, but this time I had to take notes. So, abortion. What's abortion? If you don't know, you're really stupid if you don't. But anyway, abortion is basically the termination of a pregnancy, whether it's on a human, an animal, whatever, it's an abortion. Now, what are the origins of abortion? Abortion existed for many years in ancient times, the ancient Romans, the Greeks, the Vikings, they performed abortion. How come? For example, a child who was born crippled would be abandoned. Why? Because it had a very highly unlikely chance to either survive or to be exactly a functional part of society. There might be exceptions, such as the son of Ragnar Lodbrok, which is a semi-historical figure, who said that he had a son which was named Ivar the Boneless, or something like that. But nobody is exactly sure why he earned that nickname, if he was crippled or not. But let's not deviate from the subject. So, ancient times were based, and society was highly influenced by religion at the same time. Still is-ish, but back then it was not the same as today. So this brings it to the subject of religion, abortion, blah blah blah. So this is obviously spoken from a personal point of view, myself considering myself being a heathen. Religiously, I cannot say that I am influenced because the Vikings themselves performed abortions. But I don't think that if a person follows a religion and the religion is against abortion, you know, I cannot really place it, because personally I find it silly that religion should be influencing medical issues, life decisions such as this, but then again, to each his own. So that comes down to the sanctity of life. What's the sanctity of life? In the end, the sanctity of life is only the preservation of life. So, only the living can judge whether life is saintly or not. So in the end, it's egoist to tell somebody whether they should terminate their pregnancy or not. Why? Because the dad have no opinion. And for those of you who have seen some George Carlin video, you know why I'm saying this. So yeah, so then it goes down to the other argument of guilt and why not choose adoption. First of all, guilt. Nobody can handle guilt the same way as anybody else. Somebody, well, it's always women in this case, but anyway, if a woman performs abortion, she might not feel guilty or might feel guilty, but that's up to no one to judge and to think about, except for herself and maybe her partner if they are talking about it. As in, they are both taking abortion into consideration to be performed. Now, many say it's the woman's sole right to choose whether she should abort or not. But in my opinion, yes, ultimately it's her body. But if a couple are considering it and they both agree that an abortion should be performed, I don't think that the woman then has like the whole like ultimate say, because if it's a level plate, then they both should come to a conclusion or some sort of deal of what's going to happen. So then comes in adoption. Now, personally, if I had a partner and, God forbid, I would impregnate her, I wouldn't want my child to be adopted or sent to adoption. At least not in a Catholic environment. That's me being me and my prejudices against the religion. Yes, I admitted it on camera, but what the fuck. Government fostering, maybe, but in this country I doubt it's available, because all the children end up with the nuns anyway. So in the end, what is it all about? Abortion. Is it killing a human? Yes, but so many people die in wars, we send them for wars. Slaves, yes, slaves still exist, and anyone who says otherwise is a complete bloody idiot. What else? People caring about the child being unborn and still alive and the mother, but when it's born, nobody gives a shit. So, people who are like really anti-abortion and pro-life and the sanctity of life, in my opinion, they are just being egoist because they are alive themselves, and if they were never born in the first place, they wouldn't even have an argument in this thing. So, morally, I cannot say I am affected by killing an unborn child or not, because the only moral thing I am obliged to is not to commit cold-blooded murder. Laws apart. You have to follow them, else you end up in bloody jail and blah 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 blah. But anyway, so in the end, what does it come to? This comes to freedom of choice. Now, whether it's the freedom of choice of the woman, couples, one partner or the other, it's up to them. Personally, I would go for the couple both going on terms and agreements and shouldn't be influenced by anyone else except for themselves. If one partner wants adoption and the other doesn't, then it's always depending on the situation. But personally, I believe that it should be done and discussed by both partners. So yeah, in the end, it's all about freedom of choice, not freedom of pro-life or whatever. I guess that clears up my opinion on abortion. So yeah, this is PunkMilitia. Thanks for watching. Have a good day.